All right, so good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on the time that you are watching this video. Mr. Professor here, and in today's session, we're grade 12. Come closer. Grade 11, come closer. Our target is very simple. You need to understand chemistry, and in order for you to understand chemistry, or people that you consider to understand chemistry or to be doing better in chemistry, they all do better because they understand questions like this. Okay, so be among those that will be considered to be special guys in class in terms of chemistry. So here is a question from the 2025 GCE Science Paper 2 in section B of B4. So a question was very simple, and the question reads, 4 grams of impure iron 3 oxide reacted with 600 cubic centimeter of 0.1 mole per cubic decimeter sulfuric acid. That was just the instruction which were given to these candidates, those that wrote in 2025. And you are lucky that you are not part of those. Now, the first question was construct a balanced chemical reaction. Okay, chemical reaction equation for the reaction. That was the first question. The second question was this one. We have B1 and B2. So B1, calculate the mass of pure oxide that reacted with acid. The second question, the percentage purity of iron 3 oxide, assuming that the impurities did not react with the acid. Now, in order for us to answer these two questions, the first target is to balance a chemical reaction or a chemical equation which took place. Now, in chemistry, answering these questions under more concept, first you need to know what kind of reaction or what were considered as the product of this reaction. It's a very simple question. Why? Because they did not ask us to solve either finding the concentration, mass, or number of moles that reacted from the products, okay, or that were formed from the products. We have just been told to find the oxide, the mass of the oxide, as well as the percentage of the impurities that were there. So in order for us to solve this question, let us consider two things. Number one, it is iron 3 oxide and sulfuric acid. What type of reaction is this one? Because this is the base and that one is an acid, it has to be neutralization process. Now, under neutralization process, we're saying this is a type of process or it's a reaction in which two reactants react, which is the base and an acid, to form a salt and water. So we need to understand these things. So here is our case, or here is our first step. Since sulfuric acid and the chemical reaction or the chemical formula for sulfuric acid is this one, 4 plus. Another concept that we have to understand is iron 3 oxide. So iron 3 oxide is written as like that. So we have iron 3 oxide and we have got sulfuric acid. Now this one reacted to form, by the way, it is a double displacement reaction. So these two reacted to form salt and water, while this one and that one, these two come together. So I have our Fe for iron. Then our next target is very simple because this one was iron 3. Then we have this one, 4 and 3. Then plus what we have? Our H2O. According to the question, no state symbols were supposed to be included. Now, what is our next step? Our next step is to make sure that we have a very simple concept. In this case, we're going to balance this chemical equation, and in balancing this chemical equation, we need to make sure that we consider something. And what is that? The thing that we need to consider is we count hydrogens. How many hydrogens do we have? The second one, here we have got 12, and I have to include another one here. So in order for me to have 12 oxygen, I'll have to include somewhere there. Okay, so how do I know? I just count. I have 2 hydrogens. On the other side, I have 2 hydrogens. I have 4. I have 1 sulfur, and here I have got 3. Okay, or let me consider it as a sulfate, and another sulfate there. There are 12. So what do? I need to include a 3 here in order for me to balance, so that I can have 6 hydrogens, and this side also we should have 6 hydrogens. So even in our case here, we also consider this one as a 3. And in this case, we have the sulfate, which is 12, hydrogen 6. This side we have a hydrogen, this one, as well as the other one. Let's check if it is possible. Oxygen, this one, that one, and this one, we have 12. We have 15. This is 1, this is 3 this side, and this one and that one comes to 3. We proceed. After solving this one, if you did not understand, make sure that you follow me and try and follow or try and have a lesson which deals on how we balance a chemical reaction, or how do we balance the chemical equations. So we proceed. We go to the second one now. We calculate the mass of pure oxide that reacted with what? With an acid. So this is what we have, and we are using this particular equation in order for us to solve the rest of the question down. So 4 grams of impure oxide. What we have here, we have our 4 grams. Okay, reacted with what? These 2 are supposed to be for this one, for an acid. We have 600 cubic centimeter, and we also have 0.1 mole per cubic decimeter of an acid. So we use these 2 in order for us to come up with the answers for B. So answers for B1, let us consider this reaction. Now, when we want to solve this one, we can use a mole to mole ratio after we balance a chemical reaction. So a chemical equation has been balanced, and the number of moles of sulfuric acid and the number of moles of the oxide that we have of iron, they are 3 to 1. How do I know that? The coefficient of this EF, or the coefficient of iron, is 1, and the coefficient of a sulfuric acid is what? 3. So I'll consider that 3 mole of sulfuric acid reacted with 1 mole of oxide. The oxide is this one, then this one is our acid. Now, what next are we supposed to do? Let us first find the number of moles of this particular substance. Since we are using mole to mole ratio, let us find the number of moles. Why? Because we have been given 1, the volume, and we have been given the concentration. So the formula to use, we'll come back to this concept. The formula to use is a very simple one. We are saying concentration is equal to mole multiplied or divided by volume. I'm sure you understand this one. Concentration is equal to mole divided by what? Volume. And we have been given 2, concentration as well as the volume. So mole now will be equal to, concentration is 0.1 multiplied by the volume that we have been given is 600 cubic centimeter. So we can convert 600 cubic centimeter into decimeter. How? By just dividing by 1000. So 600 divided by 1000, what are we going to have? We have 0.1 multiplied by 0.6. This one multiplied by that one, what are we going to get? 0.06 moles. Like that. So this is what I have. This is not the final answer. We're finding mass. So we check now what reacted, because we are finding the mass that reacted with an acid. So we are finding the mass of this one that reacted. Remember, this one has got impurities. So what do? I come back to this concept again and indicate to say if 3 moles of acid reacted with 1 mole of oxide. What if an acid uses 0.06 mole? How many moles of this will react? So what are we going to have? We have 0.06 mole of acid to give us x. This one and that one, it is 3x. Then next from there, we divide this one multiplied by that one, 0.06. So that we can just say 3 here, 3 there, we cancel, x will be equal to, today I've come with a calculator so that we can be fast, 0.06 divided by 3. We have a 0.02 moles of what? Of oxide. So if the first question was find the number of moles that reacted, the number of moles that reacted is that one. Now, the second step, since we are told to find the mass that reacted, therefore, what we are doing is a very simple concept, where after finding this one, we use another formula or another step where we're saying mass is equal to mole multiplied by the molar mass. I'm sure you know this formula. So we have two formulas that we are using. The first one is this one. The second one is here. Mole or mass will be equal to the number of moles that reacted is 0.02 multiplied by the molar mass. The molar mass of the oxide. This is 56. 56 multiplied by 2 plus 16 multiplied by 3. 56 multiplied by 2, the answer that we're getting is 112. Then multiply or plus 48. Where are we getting 48? This one has got the number of protons, which is 16, or the mass number of 16. Then you multiply it by what? Multiplied by 3, which now gives us here 48. The final will be 116. So mass that reacted was 160 multiplied by 0.02. The answer that we are getting is 3.2 grams. This is the first that we're supposed to know. If there's any question, feel free. But these are some of the questions that majority of pupils that we have or that we normally prepare will always complain to be complicated. But first step, you need to know how we balance a chemical reaction. Second step, you need to make sure that you use a very simple concept like this one, where we take the mole ratio. If we were to solve on the other side, still I'll use the number of moles that reacted that I know, the one that I've just been given here, to react with what we have on the other side. If the mole ratio is 1 to 1, the total number of moles that reacted is the total number of moles that will be produced. That is the concept behind this part. Thank you. Somzo vetu tunochita. Tuniko kakatinga. Percentage.